G'day everybody and welcome back to the channel. Dean and Dr. Davidson. We're a kind of lifestyle motorcycle channel based around the Waikato, but riding all over New Zealand. Welcome. This is a bit of an experiment, this vlog today. It's a real long one. Never done a vlog that's an hour long, but it's basically a trip I did from centre of Auckland back home to Hamilton, but went down Highway 22, and all I did was stitch together all those film clips and turned it into what's called a long now, I guess, because the shorts are so short. As you'll notice, the platforms have been doing shorts, and they're literally probably 15 to 20 to 30 seconds long. And then you've got normal stuff, which is just your normal YouTube stuff. And then you've got this thing called longs, which is you just let it roll, and I'm just gonna try it and see what people think and see what kind of feedback I get. I just got to bear in mind that I'm also trying to pitch this to overseas people that are curious about New Zealand or own motorcycles in their countries and wonder what the riding's like over here, and maybe they're thinking of coming to New Zealand to do a bike trip and wondering, what's the roads like, what's the scenery like. So if you're local and this doesn't appeal, then that's cool, but like I say, I'm going to try and keep building that international audience. So the other thing with this is there's just so much riding. It's a 1 hour video. There's a heck of a lot of southern motorway on it before I think it gets more interesting, which is into the hills of where we end up going, which is come off at Pukekohe, go through Tuakau, over the Waikato River, through a small settlement called Pukawa, past the agricultural area of Glen Murray, and then finally through Ruafaro, and then we end up in Huntly at the power station. And I do want to get some stats and interesting information about that power station, and carry on a bit of a commentary from time to time as we go on the ride. But I think you're going to find that there's going to be just a lot of music that you've heard before, and a lot of scenery. It's a beautiful sunny day, and it is a really fantastic piece of New Zealand road. I was going to call it Outback Road, but we don't have Outback. We have countryside, I guess. It is a bit gravelly in places and a little bit cut up in other places, so do be careful on it. But I guess it's also, this vlog is designed for people that might live in Auckland, have motorcycles, that have thinking about where else to ride, or might be new to motorcycling and think, is that a good day trip down into the Waikato? That'd be a good adventure trip for somebody starting out and just wanting to put some miles on their bike and get some good experience. Just take it slow and enjoy it. The music, I guess I just want to talk about the music I use, because I've had comments about it. I would love to play commercial music, music I love to listen to every day, but that's not possible, because when you use that music you pay royalties on it, and it's a real serious industry, music and royalties, and if you know, they'll just close the clip down if they hear any commercial music that is not royalty free. That music, the clip will just be closed down. YouTube won't run it, and so this is why you hear, you know, this music that I use here is royalty free, and it's free, and it's, yeah, I mean, it is a variety. It's never ever going to be of everybody's taste, and I accept that. So if you're not enjoying the music, just chuck some headphones on and listen to what you want to listen to while you ride your bike, and enjoy it that way. There's definitely this long format is probably more about a, you know, where you'd sit down, have a few beers maybe with a buddy and put it on a big screen and just, you know, just have it in the background, something like that. Yeah, the other thing I was going to say is about this about the format I'm trying to do, is, which just goes totally anti what's happening in the real world, is to actually watch it on a big screen and with some good, you know, some good music, stereo system. I mean, YouTube and Facebook, TikTok, all that's just designed for on your phones while you're waiting for the bus, or, you know, in between doing something, or that's what it's for. And that's why they've developed the shorts thing, because our attention span, just to fill gaps in your lives, I guess. Whereas, you know, when I watch YouTube, I love to have it big and loud and just fully immerse in it. Yeah, I guess I watch it the other way as well, but, you know, something like this clip, you could put it on a big screen when you're at home Friday night, have a few beers, you know, chat to your mates, and just have it on in the background, you know, crank it a bit, even if you put your own music on it, and just enjoy the scenery and go for a ride without actually going for a ride. But anyway, that's probably me talking enough for now. Let's get on and watch some of this. Cheers. So I'll talk later. G'day everyone, welcome to chapter 2. Sting here again. Just going to chat through a few things here. We're coming up alongside the Waikato River. We've done the motorway, we've been through Pukekohe, across the potato country of Pukekohe and Tuakau, coming up to the bridge here across the Waikato River. If you go to the coast on this side of the river, which is the north side of the river, you'll end up at Port Waikato, which is the mouth of the Waikato River. And we're going over this bridge and we're heading south. So just I want to tell you a few facts about the Waikato River. I call it the mighty Waikato because, you know, it's sort of something that struck me about the region that I didn't really pay any attention to until I lived here, was this river and the size of it. This bridge is pretty cool though, I must admit. I do like this bridge. There's a few of them around here like this that have those wavy kind of sides on them. Anyway, Waikato River, it's New Zealand's longest river to begin with, at 425 kilometres long. It starts at Lake Taupo and makes its way all the way to Port Waikato. And, you know, Auckland takes quite a bit of its drinking water out of the out of the river as well, which is always a bit of a joke to people living in the Waikato, if they want to give Aucklanders a hard time. So the word Waikato in Māori actually means flowing water, which I didn't know, and this is getting this all out of Wikipedia. So if you want to fact check anything. And also the Waikato River played a massive part in the New Zealand Wars around mid-1800s, you know, just because it was like a road really. It was the access for both Māori and Europeans into the Waikato area. But we're back up and running. We're heading for the hills now, and the road just becomes beautiful and undulating. We climb up onto a plateau, which is then more very, very productive farmland. Cropping is a big part of this area. It's really is a breadbasket, or one of the breadbaskets of New Zealand, and creates a lot of food that we both eat and export. And there is some concern about the amount of urbanisation that is happening around the Pukekohe area, putting houses and roads on top of extremely productive farmland. So yeah, as we go, you'll see the landscape changing, and the farmland go more towards sheep, cattle, and dairy, where it's, you know, where they can run dairy cattle and produce milk. And this is, like, as the map shows, this is the west side, which is the hilly side, and then you can see that to the right or to the east of Huntly and you know, this road or the motorway is the very, very flat, productive dairy country of the Hauraki Plains and further south, the Waikato area, which is, you know, just hugely productive farmland. We just keep going up into the hills, and this road definitely becomes tighter. The corners become tighter. You know, you're chopping through the gears a lot more. But in saying that, there's also some really nice pieces where you can just squirt on some power and really enjoy hanging on to those corners. Something I just want to mention about Highway 22 or riding in New Zealand on these rural roads is two things really. Wandering stock, which is illegal for a farmer to have wandering stock, but it still happens. You know, fences can get damaged and stock can get out of paddocks. So, you know, you come around a corner, the legal speed limit, and then come across a cow in the middle of the road, or a sheep, or a couple of cows or something, you've got to be ready for that. It's a possibility. So the second thing is tractors and farm machinery moving on these roads. Once again, you come over a brow of a hill at the legal speed, and bang in front of you is a tractor doing 15 kilometres an hour. You've got to be ready for that. Are you going left? Are you going right? How much speed can you scrub off before you end up in the back of that machinery? So just be conscious of that. Keep your wits about you. Yeah, I just thought I'd mention it because it certainly plays on my mind when I'm riding on these back roads. Anyway, let's check on some more music, and we stop up here soon at a transmission station and just get a really good view. So hang on for that. It's an interesting spot. So we'll see you then. Cheers. How it's supposed to feel. Highway 22 south of Pukekohe, north of Hamilton, and if you haven't been on this road, then you need to have a ride on this road. Okay, it is fantastic, and you get some really good views across the Waikato. So let's just pop in here and have a look at the views. Okay, check that out. Can see Huntly Power Station across there, all the way across, and the coast is literally just over there. So you're going down 22 is between the motorway and the west coast, and this is fantastic land. Must be up high. I don't know what our elevation is, but they usually stick these things up in the high spots. Oh, look over there, you can, I reckon that must be the Coromandel through that way. And back up to the west coast there. Beautiful day, beautiful. Welcome back everybody, and if you've made it to chapter 3, well done. You'll start seeing those power station smokestacks peeking up over the hills as we're heading a bit closer. I hope you've enjoyed the trip down Highway 22. I certainly enjoyed riding it. I didn't really realise how much work was involved in putting together a 1 hour vlog, that's for sure. But it's all a learning curve. I've only been doing this sort of 4 months, and really enjoying the experience of learning the GoPro, learning the editing side of things. Enjoying putting together a channel which will ultimately be for myself, really. I'm sharing it with friends and family and yourselves, but when I'm too old to ride, I'll have these great video memories and I can carry on riding. Anyway, let's have a little bit of a chat about the power station. It's always intrigued me, and it's great to be able to get up close to it. So once again, just getting my facts out of Wikipedia here. It's the largest thermal power station in New Zealand, and it's operated by Genesis Energy, which is a publicly listed company owned 51% by the New Zealand government. Has 3 250 megawatt coal and gas fired steam turbine units, a 50 megawatt gas peaking plant, and a 403 megawatt combined gas turbine plant. Now, if you're a power geek, you'll find that really interesting. I mean, I just find it interesting because when you're up close to the thing, it is so damn big, and you don't see that from across the river, and from far away you've really got to get up next to it. The other thing I find interesting about it is this is the way that when the peak demand comes on in the middle of winter, usually in New Zealand, when people want heating, they come home, turn their heating on, and then start cooking dinner, having showers and heating water. Then this is designed to go online and boost especially to Auckland and the Waikato, Hamilton, the power supply into those houses, so we don't get stuck without any electricity. But occasionally it has happened. So it operates on both natural gas and coal from the local Roto Ferro coal mine. There's a 10-kilometre conveyor belt which is constructed to carry coal to the power station. So that's a little bit about it, and it's pretty much bringing us to the end of our ride, and just cross one more bridge to the Huntly Township. And I hope you've enjoyed it. If you're stuck with me, then you deserve a medal. Come back. I'll be doing all sorts of videos coming up, and of course Dr. Davidson and myself are off to the Burt Munro this year as well, so looking forward to doing that as well. Alright, cheers, see ya, bye.
At any time, so that's why there's always got to be maintenance going on there.